Lake number 5 is a challenging par 4 and the first hole in a 4-hole stretch here, Lake 5 through 8. That's a really difficult finish to this back half of the lake course. After the kind of easier start with lakes 1 through 4, these 4 holes out here in the north end of our community are a good challenge, and really even par or even 1 over is a really good score on these holes. Lake 5 has difficulty from tee to green, so right off the tee box here we have to think about there's a big fairway bunker that catches a lot of tee shots pretty much right in everyone's landing zone, and then straight ahead off the tee a little bit to the left is a penalty area with water, and so if you go a little bit too far left or a little too long, you might find yourself in there as well. So you really have to make a decision. If you can carry that bunker on the right, you can cut off a lot of distance on this hole, but of course if you go a little bit too far, you might find yourself in that water, so you really have to be precise with that shot. If you play out to the left, I would probably look to aim right at the 150 pole in the center of the fairway and really use that as a measure for distance. Here from this tee box, we're about 410 yards from the center of the green, which gives us about 260 yards to that 150 pole, and I know that if I can get my tee shot to land right there, I'm going to be safe and still have a really good look in for my second shot. Really anything further than that could bring a lot of trouble into play. So today off the tee, I'm gonna hit a shot right to that 150 pole, both in direction and distance, and try to have a nice look in for my second shot, be safe from that bunker, be safe from the water, and hopefully make this hole a little bit easier on myself than it would be if I found some of that trouble that we are talking about there with the bunker or the water. Alright, so pretty good tee shot. Actually very happy with that. It's a little bit left here in the rough, but safely away from that bunker there on the right side of the hole. And as you can see, well short of the water here. Just a little bit behind the 150 pole, which was our target. And then because I'm a little bit on the left side of the hole, I'm going to add a few yards to my second shot here. But again, really good safe position, nice look at the green, and not dealing with any of that trouble. So here on the second shot, we have obvious two big worries here. One is our penalty area with the water on the left-hand side, and the other being that bunker that's on the right. Now that bunker on the right gets a lot of action. A lot of players will kind of bail out that direction, of course, to stay away from the water. But the one thing to remember here is that you definitely want to take enough club to cover the penalty area if you do happen to pull it a little bit left. And also there's a lot of room over the back of this green. I think a lot of players on this hole forget just how much generous landing area there is beyond the green here. So definitely take enough club to cover both the water and the bunker. Even if the flag is a little bit further forward or in the center of the green like it is today, a little bit long of the flag, even a little bit over the green, is a much better position, of course, than in the bunker or the water. So with about 175 yards here today, normally I'd hit maybe a 6-iron, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to hit a 5-iron. Worst case scenario, it goes just a little bit long over the back of the green, but I'll have a very, very straightforward chip shot to try to save my par. So let's see how we do with that. All right, before we go attempt our birdie putt, I want to talk about a pretty unique situation that we have here on Lake number 5, and it's the only area on the course where we actually have a drop zone for a water penalty area. And the reason for that is there's a very steep bank to the left side of this green that not only makes it difficult but also dangerous to try to take a drop should you need to take relief from that area of the golf course. So instead we've provided an area here where you can drop your ball a little more safely, and a nice flat area here in the fairway where you have a pretty straightforward chip after taking your relief. Now the drop area is only available to shots that go into the penalty area between the 2 red stakes that we have laid out here at the front and back edges of the green. Anything that goes in short of those stakes or beyond that second stake over there would have to be dropped in the traditional manner. So in order to use this drop area, your ball needs to go into the water from above that margin of the penalty area. Should it be a second shot that comes up a little short between those stakes, you'd still have to take your relief back where you first crossed the margin of the penalty area. The only time you're available, or the drop area is available to you, is if you were to, say, land on the bank or up on the green and come down into the water between those two red stakes. Now, as far as taking relief, traditionally in a drop area like this, you'd have a white circle painted. But in order to be able to maintain this every day and keep it a little bit simpler for the maintenance staff to not have to keep repainting that line all the time, what we've done instead is we've put down this sign here that says drop area, and then we've given players up to 2 club lengths in any direction around that sign. Now, normally when you take club length relief, you can't go closer to the hole, but in order to complete that circle that we would normally have with a drop area, in this case you could actually go 2 club lengths in any direction, including towards the hole, and that'll give you that full circle area where you're able to drop your ball. So if you do find yourself needing to take relief from a shot that goes into that area, always remember that you do have the drop area available to you as an option. All right, so really good par there. We gave ourselves a chance at birdie, but most importantly, just point out the fact that even though I had taken the extra club on that second shot, because I mishit it just a little bit and came up short, I was still able to get up on the green, still have a chance to have a birdie putt, and that's only because I took that extra club. Had I hit it flush, hit it perfectly, sure, I might have been at the back edge of the green or maybe even a little bit over, but because I mishit it a bit and still took that extra club, though, I ended up here up on the green instead of maybe short in the water or back in the fairway somewhere off the green. So, at every stage of this hole, keep in mind where your hazards are, what you want to stay away from, and really where the opportunities are to land a shot safely without too much trouble and give yourself the best chance on the next one. So hopefully that helps you out next time you play this hole, and you can start this tough little stretch out here with a nice par or maybe even a birdie.